What is a one-way smoke? As you might guess from the name, a one-way is a smoke that you can see through from one side but not the other. Smokes in Valorant are very clean with clearly defined edges. There's no special angle you can stand at that lets you see through smoke effects, and there's no special graphics setting you can turn down to make the smoke less visible. So how do one-ways work? Let's start with a really easy example. Here's a Cipher one-way on A on bind. The smoke is placed on top of two boxes at the corner of short A. To set up the smoke, back yourself into the corner between the boxes and the wall here. Once in place, we're going to use the line between the camera and ultimate icons in our HUD to line up the shot. Place the line along the ground and make sure the right side of the line is just touching the edge of this corner on the teleporter. Once aligned properly, throw the smoke. If done right, it will land perfectly on the corner of the boxes, ready to go. Once the smoke is on top of the boxes, you wait until the enemy are pushing short A to activate it. As you can see, there's a small space at the bottom where the enemy's legs are visible to shoot at. However, looking at it from the attacker's perspective, there's no way for them to see under the smoke. So what's going on here? I could give you a list of one-way placements and setups, and I actually will do that at the end of the video, but I'd rather explain the pieces that make a one-way so you can create your own setups. First, you may have noticed the smoke was placed off the ground, creating a small window where you can see feet. This is not accidental. Just about any kind of one-way will be placed like this. The reason is that your camera, the point where you see the game from, is located at the top of your character model. Because you cannot go prone in Valorant, a smoke placed high will obscure vision while leaving the legs exposed. But we need more than just a smoke placed off the ground to create a one-way. You may have noticed that when I activated the Cipher cage, I was actually on a slightly lower elevation than the lane the attackers would be pushing from. Elevation is an important factor for one-ways as well. Having a lower elevation than your smoke means that you will be able to see under your smoke easier, while the opponent will not be able to. This helps enhance a one-way, but it's not actually 100% necessary. You can have a fully functioning one-way with no change in elevation on either side. Here, I'll prove it to you with another example. This is a Viper one-way for defenders holding baths. Stand on the crate, look straight down, and position your crosshair right at the edge of the box. Look up at the doorway, align your crosshair just over the second arch to the left of the middle, and perform a short toss with right click, landing the gas grenade above the door. And voila, we have a one-way smoke covering the bath's exit, and there is absolutely no change in elevation. Can you figure out why this works, even on a completely flat surface? The reason it works is because of my distance from the smoke. As a defender, I can position myself far back from the smoke. Being farther back means I get a better angle to see under the smoke because it's not right in my face. By contrast, attackers are forced to step right up to the smoke because the wall does not give them any room to move back while still challenging the angle. As a result, their feet are exposed, betraying their position, while they can't see under the smoke at all because they're too close. These are the two main factors you need to create a one-way. First, the smoke must be placed just above the ground so that feet will be exposed. Second, the smoke must be placed so that you can stand at a distance from it, while the enemy is forced to be close to it if they want to challenge. This will create an angle where they can't see you, but you can see their feet. As a bonus, being at a lower elevation helps, but it's not necessary. This is one of the best ways to utilize smokes on defense. Viper and Cipher are probably the best two agents for this right now, because they can set up their smoke beforehand and toggle it on when needed. Viper is especially good at this because she can turn her smoke on and off at will, even if she's on the other side of the map. However, any agent with smokes can use this to their advantage. Agents that might struggle a little bit more on defense, like Jet or Brimstone, will be a lot more effective if you're using their smokes to create one-ways at chokes instead of just stalling sightlines till the smoke runs out. Finally, don't forget that this can be used on attack as well. It's a little harder to pull off because you don't get the luxury of setting up during the buy phase like defenders do, but it is possible. For example, for the same side on bind, you can create a one-way on heaven to challenge an opper. All the elements for a good one-way are there. High smoke placement, a long sightline for the attacker, a short sightline for the defender, and a lower elevation to help see under the smoke. If you learned something, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with a few of my favorite one-way setups, but now that you know how they work, you should have all the tools you need to go out and create your own one-ways as well. Once again, my name is Oxy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
That seemed to work.
Poison orb emitting.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Blocking sight. Blocking sight.